Hello, this is Not a Spring Chick, and I'm coming to you with Oldecam. Yes, for comments on the headlines of today. But today, we've been at the Global Sound Conference, so you're going to hear more later. Yes, I know, there's a reason why I have on this many clothes, but can you tell? Yes? Does this go with sound? Can you see that? Oh yes, my obvious clothing. Oh yes. And what is this? Forever 21? What do you think? This is that new spring fashion with the higher waist. See, it almost looks like a corset. The UN blasts Myanmar for visa policy on aid workers.
Well, actually, as of just a little while ago, they have shut down the delivery of all aid, period, to Myanmar, former Burma, because they have started confiscating all of the material. The government confiscating everything.
Oh, that's horrible. And I know. Well, Burmese jade, it used to be a very wealthy country.
Yeah, and they busted it by pumping the money in the military.
Iraqi officials say leader of Al-Qaeda in Iraq arrested.
They still can't prove it's that right person, though.
They can't? Teen use of pot can lead to dependency and mental illness.
Well, so does everything that you take that you shouldn't be taking.
It does?
That includes eating too much rich food, drinking too much, smoking anything.
I think that's like habit forming. Like if you're used to having ice cream every day,
that's right.
It could lead to dependency.
And metal.
Acting Mexican police chief killed.
Yeah, that's how they handle the crime problem in Mexico, is they get rid of the police.
The U.S. economic anxiety hits women harder. The study?
Well, yeah, because they're the ones that are actually paying the bills.
Study of The Daily Show. It's a lot like O'Reilly.
Well, yeah, because it's basically, he's just as big a jackass.
Can you say that word? Oh, this is the internet.
It's the internet.
Pentagon proceeding cautiously on potential aid drop.
Well, that's because they're afraid that if they drop the aid, the military is going to seize everything.
Obama accuses McCain of losing his bearings.
Well, basically because McCain went and said that, these dictators all support Obama for president because he's willing to talk to terrorists and nobody else is. Guys that want to kill you, that's the person to talk to.
Israeli leader denies taking illicit donations from American.
So why should it be any different than us taking donations from rich Israelis?
7 more cops pulled from Philly streets over taped beating.
Yeah, and very soon they're going to have exactly the same amount of police that they've already identified all over the network.
A 114-year-old man takes longevity keys to the grave.
Yeah, I mean, like they don't know by now, they never will know.
House approves housing rescue plan, defined veto threat.
Well, because basically it was just funny, it's Democrats providing money to lenders. Generally, they accuse the Republicans of wanting to bail out the wealthy, and it's the Democrats this time.
Ooh. Spain claims $500 million in sunken treasure.
Yeah, I mean, how do you claim something that was done almost 300 years ago?
Good question. I think they're trying to prove that one, right?
Yeah.
Clinton presses on, urges supporters to ignore calls to quit.
That's because, they're the Democratic Party, meaning democracy, and that isn't democracy telling people that get out of the election.
Unions focus against McCain as Democrats still battling.
Well, that's because Democrats have promised them that everybody will be a union member if they get Obama elected. Which so did all the past Democratic presidents for the last 20 years. Jimmy Carter, Clinton, they've all said that we're going to give the union membership, drive it up. Doesn't happen.
Google execs hope for long-term ad deal with Yahoo.
It's not going to happen because the Democrats will never approve something that gives 80% of all advertising on the internet to people.
Oh, that one's for certain. Oil prices hold above $124 a barrel in Asian trade.
They just hit 125, folks.
Ouch. With Microsoft mom, analyst Mull, next moves for live search.
Well, because Microsoft has got $47 billion to play with.
Oh, fun. Top 3 air carriers boost fuel charge by $20 round trip.
They said that the average ticket in the last month, I think, it went up $120 per round trip.
Really?
It's got to go higher.
So who's going to be flying?
Nobody. They don't understand it.
Oh. Obama began taking the first steps to unify the fractured Democratic Party.
Well, since the Clinton people don't like Obama, and he's called all the working class people rednecks, I don't think he's going to do a very good job of unifying that fractured party.
Bush set to veto $300 billion farm bill.
Well, because it's a pork bill.
If Cindy McCain ends up in the White House, don't expect to get a peek under her financial skirt.
Because her money has nothing to do with her husband.
Does she have a lot of it? Is that why?
She got a lot of it.
Ah.
A lot of it, but so does he.
Media elites and environmentalists are howling over Hillary Rodham Clinton's and John McCain's call to suspend the gasoline tax.
Because they don't think the tax is high enough.
Indiana's controversial photo identification rule may not have made a major dent in the state's high turnout.
Well, because they actually, the people that weren't going to vote because they didn't have identification weren't going to vote anyway.
A criminal investigation should be opened into whether the operators of Utah's Crandall Canyon mine purposely misled safety officials.
Well, it's the Democrats. If you can't do anything constructive, hold investigations and charge people with crimes.
Vladimir Putin was confirmed as prime minister on Thursday.
Which means he's still in control of the country, because the other guy is just his puppet.
At Fort Campbell, soldiers struggle in the hot Kentucky summers to keep mold from taking over their showers.
Because since the dawn of time, when they put military bases in hot, humid areas, you've had a problem with mold.
American International Group Inc. said it needs to raise $12.5 billion after 2 straight record losses.
That's right. Another subprime lender is going down the drain.
Sheesh.
They're not going to raise the $12 billion.
Yeah, that's an awful lot of money.
Right.
The major shareholders of Discovery Communications have pushed back the date at which they expect to take the cable programming company public.
I mean, it was public, then private. Now they want to take it public again.
Guitar Hero. I just have to laugh because we're talking about Discovery Communications, and we hear the birds. What are they doing? Choking?
Right.
Guitar Hero helps the video game maker post a profit of $44.2 million in the quarter.
Yeah, but they said because Activision just isn't bringing in the money that the other companies are, so it's actually in bad shape, even though they got that much coming.
Oh yeah, especially if you compare it to Grand Theft Auto 4.
That's right. That's what they're comparing it to now.
A Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
If you continually hear people saying that you have to do this for the good of the party, why aren't they saying we have to do this for the good of the people?
Yep, and that's our country.